also a huge adjustment and has been really stressful. On top of that, for the past 6 days, I've been hearing this bizarre beeping noise coming from my closet that chirps once every like 20 to 40 minutes, driving me nuts. I couldn't figure out what it was. It was keeping me up and infiltrating my dreams. And it started to freak me out since nothing I own makes that sound. Nothing in that closet even had a battery in it, and from my overall stress and lack of good sleep, I was starting to grow paranoid that someone had planted a device in my room. To add to this, I am extremely private, and the only people who are regularly in my room are myself and my boyfriend when he visits. This led me to fearing that my boyfriend was secretly stalking me and had planted a mic or something in my room that was starting to make noise. I had zero reason to believe in this and had 100% trust in him, but I was starting to go crazy. It even happened while talking to my therapist, and when I explained the mystery of its origins, she seemed equally concerned. To make matters worse, the fridge at work is broken and beeps 9 times every minute, so it's starting to feel like the chirping was following me, compounding my general distress. Last night, after a very stressful day and finding out some unrelated, unsettling news that is enough to emotionally affect me on its own, my sister heard the noise as well and decided to tear apart my closet at 10 p.m. when I had to wake up at 6 to figure out what has been plaguing me. After timing the beeps for an hour, it beeped at irregular intervals. We found this tiny Arduino board deep in one of my boxes labeled Annoying PCB as pictured. Google it. Its literally sole purpose is to drive its victims insane. I was immediately horrified, quite literally shaking and crying as my wildest nightmare of someone planting a device in my room had literally come true. My immediate thought was, who would do something like this, and what did I do to deserve this? I called my boyfriend immediately, and he admitted he knew what it was. I hung up and haven't spoken to him since. The reason I'm not sure if I'm overreacting, because on the one hand, I understand how this might be funny, but to me that doesn't matter, given the fact that I've been feeling like he was genuinely serious with me to a problematic extent. B, the fact that this has been plaguing me and disrupting my sleep literally for the first week of my new job. And C, I've been complaining about it to him for days, and he played along, being confused and concerned, repeatedly asking me what does it sound like, and even dismissing my genuine concern/paranoia, saying maybe there's a little crick in your room. I just feel like this is on par with glitter bombing, like something you do to someone you hate, not the supposed love of your life. It feels like psychological warfare, and between stretching this out for days and planning it in my room, this feels like a massive breach of trust. I haven't spoken to him at all, and he's been texting me saying things like, it was just a prank, and beep 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 beep, and I miss you, and please don't ignore me. I'm just so against stonewalling, but I have literally nothing to say to him, and he hasn't apologized or shown any remorse. I don't feel ready to speak to him at all. Maybe it was a good prank with bad timing, but I can't help feel like this is just setting us back again, and I'm genuinely shaken. Honestly, I don't see a future at this point, and I'm not really sure what to do. If you read this far, thank you for listening, and I appreciate any advice or kindness. You're not overreacting, and your distress is completely justified. At the start, it was just a harmless joke, but something like that would go on for an hour, and then it's fine. But you kept it going for days, especially when you were starting a new job, and you had expressed that you were getting lack thereof of sleep, and that it caused you to get genuine paranoia. What's more frustrating is that instead of halting it immediately, he just gaslit you. And the worst part is, this was after you had specified that you wanted him to be more serious. This incident demonstrates a fundamental disregard of your emotional safety and well-being. He literally just slapped you with a big F you right after you said that you wanted him to be more mature. I honestly would end up leaving this relationship just because I would not be able to handle someone completely disregarding my boundaries like that. Honestly, you have every right to fear for the future of the relationship, and I would just advise that you do end it, because you had expressed your basic boundaries, and he completely disregarded them and almost like mocked you for having expressed boundaries, and gaslight you to drag it out. Like, it's either he genuinely doesn't realize your